Hello, hello. This light coming in my office is like really making my face look pale. What the hell? It's like too bright of a light. Let me back up a little bit. Let's see. Share. I'm just going to share this into some groups here. And let's see. Okay. Alrighty. So I just shared that into some groups. Let me go live on my other platform real quick. Here we go. I'm already live on this one. So, okay. So we're live on all three. It's so weird. Like the sun, as soon as I back up away from the light of my window, I get where I'm not as pale looking. But anyways, so this is, I think, video number 3. The first one I went over thyroid, how thyroid works, as well as then the second video we went over triggers of thyroids, and today we are going to talk about how the thyroid virus works, right? So there's over 60 strains and they're passed in many different ways. So we need to discuss what is the thyroid virus and what are and they're the same pathogens that cause the EBV, right? So before I get started, if you're coming in live, drop a 1 below. If you're catching the replay, drop replay below. And don't forget, we do have a community called Thyroid Education and Awareness over on Facebook. You can join, where there's a lot of other people that go with the same issue, and you can, talk amongst each other, get advice from each other, things like that, right? So, let's say EBV is the Epstein-Barr virus, right? And it does, it can range from mild to aggressive. It's linked to MS. It's linked to cancers. The virus presents different in every single person, and it is a link. A lot of people don't like this word, but it is a link from the herpes virus, just like chickenpox and things like that are as well. It can serve as hey, how are you? It can be anywhere from having a goiter develop as a result of the first strain in group 1, but in group 1, the hypo or graves are from other varieties of the EBV. In groups 4 and 5, hey Judy, and in groups 4 and 5, it is aggressive strains, and these strains in group 4 and 5 account for thyroid cancer, right? So they benign tumors and cysts and nodules, they all come from groups 2 through 6. But the neat thing is that Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism can be caused by any strain of EBV in any group. And EBV is spreading super fast. Do you notice like how many more people are coming like out with having hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's or Graves or things like that? And in 20 years, it's going to be close to about 100 different varieties, and most of them are going to be affecting the youth. Primarily, have you ever heard of the term viral poison? Sorry, I hate how like bright this thing looks. The term viral poison is they create cast off of the virus and it uses it to replicate, and these little cast-offs are like empty shells, or you can think of them as like, how you go to the beach and you see like little dead animals, and there may be like a little bit of dead or meat in them that hasn't died off yet. Those are kind of like examples of what this is, and they can they include, how do you explain it? I'm trying to think of a better way to explain it so it's not so scientific terminology, right? They include like heavy metals, things like that, and they excrete toxic waste matter. But the thing is that, sorry, back out. Sorry, my dog wants to come in and hang out, right? But the more virus cells develop and the more viral poisons excreted, what happens is they start to gum up your mitral valve. And that's when, have you ever experienced when you have an issue with heart palpitations? That's where that's coming up from, is that those toxins are building up into your mitral valve, and this causing, you know, you to have heart palpitations, right? So these viral corpses that we have talked about in previous videos, so it's very important to like follow along with each video, right? These cells have approximately 6 weeks of a life cycle, right? So then they die off and then they're toxic. Just like I said, you know, think of the crabs that wash up on the shore. They're either dead, some are rotten meat or whatnot, but they accumulate in the liver and your lymphatic system, and they create sluggishness. And that's where you get fatigue and weight gain and fluid retention, constipation, bloating, hot flashes, the heart flutters, the brain fog, the pre and perimenopause symptoms. So if you have a lot of the EBV activity, viral corpses are getting into your tract, right? I'm not sure. So do you battle with have thyroid issues, Judy? So, you know, say you have all these issues and you want to go and you want to have some lab work and you have a stool sample done, right? And the lab will see that there's all these different parasites activity, but a lot of times they're misdiagnosed. So in later stages of EBV, you're going to produce neurotoxins, and those will inflame your nerves, kind of like a venom from a snake or a spider, something like that. And this is what kills off your healthy cells, right? And dermatoxins are similar to neurotoxins. They're excreted when copper and pesticides sit in the liver, fueling the virus. This is why it's like really important to get a good liver detox. And, you know, this makes your liver and your lymphatic system sluggish, and it seeps from your skin, right? And it causes rashes and irritation and pain and itching. And sometimes doctors misdiagnose this as eczema or psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis. And newborns can contain these toxins as well. So you think they've been exposed to copper or, you know, DDT or something, or these different metals through their shots, right? So there's a lot of different things, you know, that can really come to light if you do a lot of studying. The virus is very special. It's very unique in every single person. You have to understand that your body is different from the next person's body. Nobody's body is exactly the same. Therefore, you know, you may experience different things than someone else, right? So I wanted to mention that if you're not a part of the group, go and join Thyroid Education and Awareness. It's a great group that you know, has a lot of people. There's almost 2,000 people in there, and you know, we share our journey, what we're going through, what we're experiencing, try to help each other. I try to go live in there, you know, every few days and talk. But next time we're going to talk about the EBV stages. I think it's really important to like educate people, because there's a lot more to thyroid issues than what the eye meets per se. So I think it's really important that people learn. Education is, you know, it's so much. There's just so many different levels to thyroid that many people have no clue about. Even myself, I had no idea before I got started in studying about thyroid and how thyroid works and things like that, because I felt like, you know, the doctor's like, here, take this medicine. But I feel like there's better ways to control it, because even on the medication, you realize you still gain weight, you still feel tired, you still feel sluggish, you still feel like you could sleep, but it's never enough sleep. So I feel like it's really important to, you know, discuss, you know, the thyroid and what's behind it. So if you join us, it'll probably be every other day. I try to go live, and the next live will be what EBV stages are. So there's different stages to EBV, and that is what's linked to thyroid issues. So I hope y'all have an amazing day. I hope y'all had a happy 4th of July. Feel free to click the share button and drop some love in the comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Hope y'all have a great day.